How did the Irish Republican Army's ideology evolve over time? If you're curious about the Irish Republican Army, or IRA, and how their ideology changed over the years, you're about to uncover a fascinating and complex history. The IRA was first formed in 1919, emerging from the Irish volunteers who had staged the Easter Rising in 1916. Initially, their goal was straightforward: to establish an independent Irish republic, free from British rule. During the Irish War of Independence from 1919 to 1921, the IRA, led by figures like Michael Collins, waged a guerrilla war against British forces. This period was marked by intense violence, including the formation of the Squad, an assassination unit that targeted British intelligence personnel. The signing of the Anglo-Irish Treaty in 1921 introduced a significant split within the IRA. The treaty established the Irish Free State, but it also required allegiance to the British monarch, which many IRA members opposed. This led to a civil war between the pro-treaty and anti-treaty factions of the IRA from 1922 to 1923. The anti-treaty faction, which lost the Civil War, continued to reject the legitimacy of the Irish Free State and Northern Ireland, insisting on the creation of a fully independent All-Ireland Republic. In the decades following the Civil War, the IRA's ideology continued to evolve. In the 1930s and 1940s, the IRA aimed to overthrow both British rule in Northern Ireland and the Irish Free State, which they saw as illegitimate institutions. Their activities included attacks on military and infrastructure targets. By the 1950s, the IRA's focus shifted exclusively to Northern Ireland, with a failed border campaign that highlighted the need for popular support to achieve their goals. The 1960s saw a significant shift in the IRA's strategy and ideology. The civil rights movement in Northern Ireland, led by Roman Catholics against Protestant-dominated institutions, gained momentum. The IRA split in 1969 into two main factions: the official IRA, which adopted a Marxist ideology and eschewed violence, and the provisional IRA, Provos, which continued to use violent tactics against Ulster Protestants and British forces. The Provos were responsible for several high-profile attacks, including the assassination of Lord Mountbatten in 1979. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, the IRA's approach began to change again. The effectiveness of British intelligence and security operations, along with the negative impact of IRA attacks on civilian casualties and electoral support, led to a re-evaluation of their strategy. This period saw the emergence of the ballot box and Armalite strategy, where the IRA combined armed actions with political engagement through Sinn Féin. However, this dual approach also created internal tensions and ultimately led to a shift towards more peaceful means. In 1994, the IRA declared a ceasefire, marking a significant turning point. The Good Friday Agreement in 1998 further solidified this shift, as the IRA agreed to decommission its weapons and pursue its goals through peaceful and democratic means. By 2005, the IRA officially ended its armed campaign, committing to a path of nonviolent political activism. In summary, the IRA's ideology evolved from a singular focus on armed struggle for independence to a more complex and multifaceted approach that included political engagement and eventually a commitment to peaceful means. This journey reflects the changing circumstances and strategies of the IRA over nearly a century.